Right, guys, hello everyone. Welcome to Friday night's stream with Art Killy 9505, and we are with PRF1, of course, this evening for a full qualifying 50% race, and we are at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. I hope a full grid. I think we've got a full grid, hopefully. A little bit of time until we get going yet, but of course, we're going to be doing a quick interview with one of the drivers. So today we've got operators going to join us. And he was going to join us last week, but had some issues with headsets. But he's got himself a brand new headset just so he can talk to me. So we're going to get him in. Here he comes. Evening, Dartmart. I hope you're well. Hello, operator. Hello. All right. Oh, good. Yeah, excellent. Right. Okay. Give me a moment. Here we go. So I'm gonna just press my button to get it. So yeah, there we go. So you should be able to include your audio for me now.
Yeah,
Okay.
started.
Excellent. All done.
That should be
Yep.
it.
Excellent. Okay. Right. So welcome, operator. Good to speak to you this week. Don't mate, you should
Thank
be
you,
able to
thank
hear
you.
him now when he talks. So, um, how are you?
I'm good, yeah. I'm good. I've had a few days off work, so I've just been sitting my arse on the front of the wheel, getting up to date with it.
Nice. Nice. Okay. Also, in act, what? So you had lots of practice with Cheddar tonight.
A bit, yeah.
Good. Good. Good man.
Still not confident. Still not too confident with
I
it
don't
though.
think there's that many drivers that go into Jeddah with a huge amount of confidence, mate. It's not. It's not easy. So I'm sure you'll be fine. But it's
It's not.
it should. It's normally a good race, Jeddah. There's normally plenty of overtaking. Um, but as I say, it gives opportunities to some of the guys maybe normally a bit further down because people do make mistakes here. So if you can hold it
Yeah,
together and have a clean race yourself, you've got a chance of maybe finishing a bit higher. Um,
yeah. Well, for
in
me, it's all about survival.
survival of fittest. Um, right. Okay. So in terms of the championship so far, um, I was struggling to find things in a Discord because they've messed about with it, and there's not really supposed to be. Anyway, standings. Here we go. Right. So you're in 20th at the moment in the standings.
16th.
Sorry, six. It says 20th. Why does it say 20th?
The numbers are wrong on the side of the chart.
Yeah.
It's 16th.
Yeah, because the
There's
person
20
ahead
drivers
of
on the
you it
list.
says 18th, and then you're 20th. I think it's
Yeah,
because there's reserves there that are maybe hidden away. But right, so 16th for the championship at the moment, and
yeah.
just looking through the rounds that we've done so far, it looks like that's Austria. I think stands out as your best result of the season. But you've scored in all bar two races so far. Um, So Zandvoort was one of them, and France. Um, so other than that, you have been scoring in every race, other than those two. So what's the target then
I do.
for sort of end of
The
season? What are you
target
actually aiming?
target for the season's to be in the top 15th or better.
Excellent. Okay,
It's
top 15
realistic,
or
so
better. So
yeah,
no problem. And but of course the constructors is a completely different thing. So your teammates with
big D.
Big D. So constructors is a different thing. Big D's doing pretty well in the championship so far himself, but in terms of your teams, so you're currently sat in P9 in the constructors, but no doubt with the two of you, I think you'd probably be looking to move up once you get yourselves sort of
Yeah,
consistently
we
finishing
took
and
it.
that both finishing.
We
Um,
we took a drop last week. I think it was which was a bad result.
yeah, yeah. So yeah, last week at Monza, sorry, Imola. It was yeah, you just got 2 points there. You had the same at Zandvoort, but other than that, there have been other weeks where you, as a team, you've picked up like 29 points, 22 points, 27, 21. So obviously they're the ones you
Yeah,
want to be doing on a weekly basis, really. So yeah, I think you've got plenty of scope for moving up in the constructors, and I think you'd be looking at trying to challenge sort of Alfa Romeo, I would say, who are currently P5. So I think that's where your sort of challenge has got to be.
Yeah.
So there we go. Right, I've just realised they've read it up a little bit early. So what we'll do? Let's get on with the questions that everybody wants to hear, really, rather than the serious stuff. Let's just move on to what the reason everybody does this. So, as you know, I know you've heard the previous ones. I do one silly question at the end, but before that, I ask a series of quick fire questions. So we'll get through this as quick as you can because we obviously you're going to want to get on track for Q1. So,
Yeah.
quickly then. So, what or who is your favourite? So, what is your favourite colour?
Blue.
Blue. Nice. What's your favourite food?
Chinese.
Favourite animal?
Dog.
Formula One team.
Ferrari.
Drink?
Coke.
Favourite singer or band?
Eddie Vedder, Pearl Jam.
Oh, nice. Okay, yeah. Favourite football team?
Dundalk FC.
Okay. Formula One track?
Interlagos.
Nice. TV show?
X-Files.
Oh, very nice. Favourite Doctor Who?
Don't watch it.
Oh, God. I've got to remove that question. For favourite Formula One driver, past or present?
Michael Schumacher.
Nice. I love your answers, apart from the Doctor Who one. Your favourite PRF1 admin?
Be my teammate, Big D.
Oh, well, okay. Well, you're not getting driver of the day today, then. Okay. Right, awesome answers to those. And now, of course, we come to the big question of the day. So, I've decided to go with today. So, those that tune into the stream a bit more regularly will probably know that I asked a particular question on Tuesday. So, I'm going to follow it up. So on Tuesday, I asked somebody if they were to be. What did I ask them? I've forgotten what I asked them. I'm going into this and now I forgot. Well, look, sorry, let's just go on with your question. If you could be a member of the Justice League, who would you be and why? And if you say, what's the Justice League, I'm going to cry.
Aquaman, because he's got a badass beard.
Yes! See, that's a good answer. I like that. Well done. And he's got a big fork, by the way. Just so you know. Yeah, definitely. Excellent. I love it. Grezza's loving these pre-quali interviews. Right, mate. I'm going to say, I do apologise. I don't know who set already up early. I'm going to kick their ass, but it's only 31 now, so you should have been loading up now, and I've been letting you go. But get yourself into Q1, because I'm sure you're probably going to want to get a few laps in. So get yourself off and into Q1. Thank you very much for coming in and chatting to me. Even going to the lengths of getting a new headset just so you could talk to me. That was very kind of you.
Had to be done anyway.
All right, mate. I'm sorry it couldn't be a little bit longer, but yeah, get yourself off. Good luck for quali and race, and who knows? I might end up talking to you on the podium after. We'll see.
Hopefully, yeah. No problem. Talk to you later.
All the best, mate. Bye-bye.
Good luck.
There we go. I thought I was going to have to remove him from the party for a moment then. Thank you, operator. So, hello, guys. Sorry, let's get you to a car that's on track while I'm sorting all this out. So, that was operator. Not the... It's weird, isn't it? Not the accent I was expecting. I swear I talked to him last week. I swear he wasn't Irish last week. In a way, there we go. That was operator. Good answers to the questions. I love the answers to the questions, actually. Hello, everyone else. I've not managed to say hello to people on the stream yet, so don't mind I have. Well, thanks for joining. Wow, you sound Saskia. What, me or operator? Is that Rocket Reed? And yeah, Grez are loving the pre-quality interviews. Thanks, man. Just a bit of fun, isn't it? Um, and thank you for the subscription and the 100-point thingies. Hello, Brian and James. Hi, guys. Thank you all of you for coming in, taking a look at PRF1 this evening. And Grez, you don't actually mean that. There's no way that you don't know the Justice League are. You know it's like Batman, Superman, Aquaman, Wonder Woman. I was only talking the basic Justice League like in the films, but actually if you go really into it, the Justice League, there's like hundreds and hundreds of them, thousands of them. But we won't worry about that. The main Justice League in the film I was talking about. Anyway, early laps on the board. Axel straight into the 28s. That's a pretty good start for the day. 28.9. Ollie 30.0, currently in P2. Marks on the lap. There is a car stopped at the moment. That's a Haas. Oh no, I think we're glitched, guys. Greza, I think we're glitched. Kamarov's Haas is humping the curb. Here's Dark Mark. And Whale, thank you very much. Sweet! Thank you very much. Well, and Greza, awesome guys, thank you. I can eat next week. So, Dark Mark has gone P3, just 14,000 short of Ollie, also a 130.0. Davis 130.8. Robert Gillen 31.1. 33.1 from Goomba. Robbo, sorry, no, Robbo's not set a time yet, so just on with Robbo. But I don't know what's going on with this Haas. What's going on? Neat message. Greza, are you still there? Not an issue. Kamarov's Haas has gotten a bit horny and he's humping the curb. Maybe, James. It was corned beef and ketchup today. Mainly because my dad bought squeezy mustard. Bought the squeezy Heinz yellow mustard. Squeezy instead of English, and it was disgusting. So I decided to go with ketchup with my corned beef today. So is this going to mean Kamarov's out because of this? I mean, it sucks. Robbo goes into P2, 29.3. Boshan P3 on 29.5. Dre 29.6 has just popped in. Who else we got? White Lion. I'm determined not to watch Kamarov's car humping the curb too much because it becomes a bit. You can't take your eyes off it. Yeah, indeed, Cammy, it is. Living servers last night. I don't know if you. No, you don't care about last night. Here he is. Look, here he is. We're going to go for him again. Oh, there he is. Yeah, the servers last night were horrendous. The game went on to Game Pass yesterday. For anybody who doesn't know that, the game went on to the Game Pass yesterday. So they've had an influx of people starting to play it. The servers were horrendous last night, and hopefully they'll be okay tonight. But it's not a good start with a glitch in there already for Cammy. Not what he wanted this evening. It's not a track where you particularly want to. There's some tracks you kind of forgive a little bit, and you can put up with starting at the back on some tracks. It doesn't matter too much, but Jeddah probably isn't one of them. Not really. Well, any street track's not going to be one of them, is it? But although saying that, Jeddah is about 5th on the most overtakes list of the season in terms of tracks with the most overtakes. So it's not actually, I suppose in that sense it could be worse, but it's not ideal anywhere, of course. Boys then. Yeah, that's it, Cammy. Yeah. You're not in too desperate need of points yet, mate. You're still bossing it a little bit at the moment, but Yeah, it's not ideal though, as you said, and yeah, it would have been nice to keep your 100% podium rate up as well. Although I think you can kind of, if you weren't to get one today, I still think you can. But if you weren't to get one today, you could. It seems as a glitch. You can kind of discount it, sort of thing. There he is, look. You want to see a bit more of him humping the curb? There he is. Good technique, Cammy. Good technique. Dark Lord in a way. Dark Lord Atkins out on track as well. Yeah, got to do a lot of work for it today. I think, do you know, Cammy, the thing that would annoy me most is if I'd actually, I put a reasonable amount of practice in for my races, so, I don't put loads in, but I'd probably give each track a couple hours practice, somewhere in the region of that. So that would probably annoy me more, the fact that any quality practice I've done, just completely thrown out the window. Obviously, if it's an important race, put more time than that aside, but... So, here comes Dark Lord, Den 299, that puts him into P7. So, still waiting for quite a few drivers to get laps on the board. Spreader's just coming around to start his lap. And Scott just heading out onto the straight to take him up to the final corner, and he's going to start his lap after that. Having great form recently, Scott. Let's see if he can keep that up tonight. So long since I actually raced Jeddah. In fact, the last time I raced Jeddah was in a league I'm no longer in, or no longer driving in a way, PRF1, and it was raining. It rained the whole race. In Jeddah, where it rains about 8 times a year or something like that, or something stupid like that. Very close to the rules, which you got to do around here if you want to eke out as much lap time as you can. Indeed, Dark Mark. Grenzo, were you in that? There would have been plenty of drivers, but yeah, that was the last time I raced Jeddah. It was absolutely tipping down with rain. That was like right the way back when the game not long come out. I've commentated it a few times since then, I just haven't raced it. But yeah, I think I have got it coming up though in a couple of weeks or something. Anyway, spread across the line for his first lap of the evening, 29.7. Let's go down to Scott, he wasn't far behind on track, just coming into the final corner now. Saving in a rich vein of form recently. Scott, the driver formerly known as Dodi Kauka. Scott up to P11, 130.4. So you can stay for a moment. Not 100% sure what to expect as a cut-off time here. Obviously we know we're gonna lose Cammy. Big D and Dragoon yet to come out. Unless anybody's got any quali bands that I don't know of. When I say I don't know, it's obviously something I should probably check before going on comms, but I was playing Age of Empires. Much more important. I'm Dracula at the moment. Obviously not the vampire Dracula, the actual real Dracula. I'm fighting the Turks. Spreader going in? No, nobody's going again. Everybody else is sat in the pits. What is going on? Why is nobody coming out on track? Pretty sure Dragoon came out years ago. Well, not on my screen, he's not. Oh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Sorry, yeah, I've only just seen the flag. Did he? Oh, I'll have to meet him. Oh, yeah, that's right, Greza. That's why the game's done this to you tonight, Kamarov, because, yeah, that in that race that we were talking about, you had no wing, and yet you were the fastest stick to the quickest car on track. Oh, Ferrari's coming out. Which one is it? Looks like it's operator. It's got a 32-1 on the oh, watch out for the pit wall on the exit. Thank you for coming out. Why is everybody just sat in the pits? Not gonna lie, I don't think trying to cheer Cammy up is working here. Cammy, you've got to recover to a podium. I've got to get my you know, I haven't it's just 2 weeks since I last spoke to you, man. Got to get my what is usually a weekly dose of Cammy in. So the moment operator Saturn P16 on the 32-1. Actual time to get through. Dre, I can't believe I've only just realised. I don't know how long that's been there for, but Dre has obviously crashed on track, having set a 29.6. So he is out of qualifying, and will start. Almost certainly will start P15. Start Lord with tyres. Was he's done enough? So here comes operator. Let's do the really hot lap with operator. As soon as we had the pre-race interview with him as well. So DRS open, heading down to turn 1, down to third, turn 1, round turn 2. Just follow the carry your pace round really and get a good exit onto the straight. Head down now to turns 3 and 4. Loads of curve. We've pretty much used the whole curve on the inside. Be careful coming around this fast sector 1. Backs off well enough there, operator, so that it hasn't invalidated his lap, cutting the corner. I didn't gain an advantage, so I'll carry on. That car is going to be putting everybody off. That's why nobody's coming out of the track. Sick of going through Cammy's rear end. So into the straight now. DRS bits up here. And we head down. So there's going to be a left-right chicane. And blind braking point is the only way I can best describe that, but that's going to end off racer's lap. As you see, actually, he turned his energy off a long time ago, so he's going up to starting another lap instead. So, with Big D now. Hey, Chatters. Oh, he's got another lap in, mate. Why, where is he? Oh, he's in P14. It's unlike Poise. Big D then at the final corner. He's going to go safe. He's up to P12 on a 130.6. His time's about to run out. So that is not Coy's down. I think Coy's got quite a late. Oh, that sounds like he's backed off. So I think that's Coy's out of qualifying, which has never happened in Q1 before. And I've got to say that's a bit of a shock. I say, I think he did get a bit of a late call for joining the race tonight, so And Cheddar's not the most ideal tracks to go into without any practice, to be fair. Really got to be sort of dialed in each track. Boys shouting, no! No! The operator heads to the line, doesn't improve, unfortunately. P18 for operator. Gumbo out, Coy's out. Davis is in trouble. He's out. Davis is out as well. Goodness me. So, Cammy, obviously we've lost through no fault of his own. Operator not able to get through, but we've also lost Coy's and Davis. So, Kamarov, Coy's and Davis and Dre out of Q1. Obviously, Dre would have got through, but because he crashed on track, his actual time would have been good enough for P5, but he will be out as well. Yeah, Boshan, I agree, mate. That is big surprises. We expect all of them to get through. Operator and Gumbert do sort of leave us Q1. They're doing very well if they get through to Q2, but Kamarov can't help it. Of course, he's still. How long does he go for? Oh, he's going now. That's useful, isn't it, Cammy? He'd obviously finished. Shot it all over the place, and now he's on his way. Watch out for spillages on that part of the track, boys. So, in a way, Maxwell through quickest in that session with a 28.9. I think that time's going to come down somewhat, but the fact that Cammy's out means we've lost probably, as I say, through no fault of his own, who was probably favourite to take pole. Coy's would have been up there as well, you'd normally expect, and yeah, so big shocks. Early doors. We got, just have a quick look at instance. Davis couldn't put a lap together. Oh, man. Yeah, Grezza, you're right. Ultimately, if the car's out of position like that, Atkins, that's mean. That's mean the game glitched, which means that Kamarov is last. That's very harsh, Atkins. So, we head into Q2. What surprises are going to be checked up this time? I must admit, you look down the list of drivers, it's not easy to pick the drivers that are likely to leave us on this in this session, to be honest. So, there's maybe one or two, but I think all these drivers, if on their day, if they put their best laps in, I expect all these drivers would get through to Q3. But, so it's more likely we're going to lose the 4 drivers that don't manage to do that. So, who was first? Whoever that is, it's going to be the last driver I flick onto, of course. And it literally was Dark Mark, who was P2, and I was going the wrong way. If I used my right hand, then we would have gone the right way. But I've got a cup of coffee in my right hand, so there we go. I don't know what I'm chatting. Dark Mark then in the Williams, coming down to the final corner. and on his way round. So let's do a hilly hot lap. I know we tried to do one with operator, but he backed out the lap, so on dark mark. So once again then, DRS open down to turn 1, so down to about 3rd gear, and same I would have thought through turn 2, open up the steering, get on the power as quickly as possible. I think there's some improvement there for dark mark as we head into turn 4. Use all the curve you can, it will let you do it. Keep it nice and tight to the right as you come around here. And use the inside curve again. And pretty tidy from dark mark, to be fair, through sets of 1. It has got to be right up there, one of the most difficult sectors in the game, if not the most difficult. A very odd left-hander here. You can take a really tight inside line, you can take an outer line as well. So multiple ways to do that. I hate this corner. Almost blind right-left chicane. If you head onto the straight now, you've got to take a good speed onto the straight. Accelerate through, pick up DRS. And then you've got this blind left-right chicane. It just appears, you suddenly come around, oh my god, there's a corner. And use some curb. Get it. Don't be scared to get on the power. There's plenty of grip around there. DRS once again. This is why there's plenty of overtaking at Jeddah. It goes on. As said earlier on, I think it's the 5th highest most overtakes in a season. Usually Jeddah and into the final corner. So it's a double chance to overtake. You can overtake down into the final corner, then often the driver gets a chance to come back on the pit straight down towards turn 1 as well. Dark mark gets us underway in Q2 with a 130.0. McLaren on the way. Ollie 130.1. Enough to put down Scott's on his way. So right, Scott 130.8. You on a lap. I'll leave you with this one. Just got to do something. Right then, there we go. Sorry guys, I was just having to send somebody a quick message. Big D then. Let's set to 102.7. Nicely through the line chicane. These two straights, with the obviously as I said, create the best overtaking opportunities. Plenty of them, but they also make Jeddah a really difficult track to set up for. I mean, your inkling with us, particularly with sector 1, is to go with high downforce because it definitely suits that part of the track. But if you do that, you're just way too slow in the later part of the track, so of the lap. So you know, it makes it difficult. You've got to somehow find a balance in between. Or you sacrifice your first sector in order to be quick through the straights. But I don't fancy that's a good thing. You need a decent first sector, in my opinion. Otherwise, what's the point of being quick on the straights if you just lose everybody through the first sector? Because it does make a big difference. Too low on your downforce, and it will cost you a lot of time in sector 1. So it really is trying to find that balance between the two. Yeah, Chudders. Robert Gillen, 130.026. doing well. Currently set in P7, teammate Ollie in P9. And also, if you don't know who's Crawford Sarge yet, because usually, quite often, people use their warning set from Quali 1 as their first set for Quali 2. I assume they do anyway, I do. So I just assume everybody else does as well. Scott's already on his outlap for a second run. And Dark Lord is also on an outlap. Let's go with him as he's the further around the track. Yeah, 14 viewers, Grezza, doing nicely. Thanks for tuning in, all of you. It's quicker than Spriggs. Why wouldn't he be? I think, Cheddars, you probably know Robert a lot better than I do. Well, last week was the first time I've seen him race, so we'll see. So I think most of these guys are going to really reduce their times before the end of this session. Keeping on the power through sets of one very nicely. Oh, really, Chudders? He's your brother? He ain't heavy then. Danny on just to give Grezza some stick, apparently. Fun war. So, it's like a decent lap from Dark Lord. I open up curses, sorry, let me turn the Wi-Fi off on my phone. We're starting to jump around a little bit. Dark Lord. You know, if Dark Lord can put a sort of mid-29 in, I think that would really throw the cat amongst the pigeons. Looking decent. See how it's down towards the line. Oh, it's going to be in the 30s, just a mid-130, that puts him in P10. I'm a little surprised that watching his lap, he looks really clinical through the lap. I thought we were going to see quicker than that. Nothing against you, Dark Lord, I'm just saying it looked like you drove such a good lap. I expected it to be a bit quicker. This is just a bit further around, so we're going to Atkins. So, heads to the line. I don't know what Whale and Danny are talking about, but there we go. 129.7. Puts Atkins into P6. Here is Robert now. He's invalidated this. I think this is out. No, it's not his outlap because his energy's down, so no, he's invalidated this run. Big D just coming out on track. Certainly needs an improvement. Scott up in P3 on a 29.3. I told you this man had been in form for a few weeks. Recent weeks. Well, it's ever since Grezza left. Ever since Grezza left the Mercedes garage, stopped driving, his teammate changed his name and is now about 2 seconds quicker than it used to be. Shocking. I don't know, Coys. I really don't know. Either this man's been banging in the hours of practice, or he's hired someone to drive for him. It's one or the other. Atkins comes into the... Is this where everybody comes into the pits now, is it? Let's have a look. Ollie caught a second up in sector 1. Yeah, last time, I think we raced here quite close to the end of the season last season, and I do remember Ollie performed very well. If any of you have been watching the free practice testing today, ready for the Bahrain Grand Prix, my God, where have Aston Martin come from? What a car that looks like it is. And how legendary would that be if they gave Fernando Alonso one more shot at it for a title? It's going to take someone like him to beat Max, if I'm honest. 129.7 from Ollie. So into P7. He's not the order. Big B currently set P13 on a 130.7. So, doing nicely so far. Actually, purple sector 2. Heads down then to the final corner. It's late apex final corner. You've got to take it close to the inside. Get a good exit. As jumped around a bit on my screen then, but head to the line, and it's 129.8. That only puts them into P9. Very, very tight qualifying at the moment. Just about managed to avoid the invalidation there with Robert, but it's found over a quarter of a second. That is sets of ones like you got to flow through sets of one. It's one of those. Just one mistake in the middle of the sector, and it will cost you 3, 4, 5 attempts. And on how well you recover it, but it's a nightmare. I absolutely hate it, if I'm absolutely honest with you. Off track there from Robert, but hasn't invalidated. His spreader goes quickest on the 28.7. Checkered flag is out, by the way. Axel now goes quickest, 28.4. Some of the quicker guys starting to shit around a little bit. PRS open for Robert Gillen, heads to the line. Unfortunately, that moment off track has ruined his time. And Big D, currently P10. There's Mark's improving. Spriggs is improving. Where was Dark Mark? He's further back on the track. I think Dragoon's ahead of us as well, so he's heading for the line. No, so 130.5 keeps him in P14. Spriggs on a big improvement. 128.9 up to P3. And that knocks out Big D. Right, Mark. Moving. You need to find. He needs 3 attempts. Heads to the line. 129.3. Finds 6.5 attempts. Goes out to P7. And that knocks out Dark Lord. It was so close to getting the Q3 spot. Unlucky Dark Lord. Knocks out right at the death. It's a brilliant effort. Had a Big D. Well, what a qualifying. This has been Q2 exceptionally close. Atkins in 9th, 29.7. Robert Gillen, 130.0. If you remember, He made up quarter of a second in the first sector on his final run. 3 attempts separated him. If we'd have just managed to keep it on track, found another half attempt through the lap, he'd be heading into Q3. Not to be on this occasion. And the grid continues to get a bit upset as Axel through quickest again in this session. He showed great pace last week. It was a shame what happened to him at the start of the race at Imola. I mean, he was out before turn 1, and let's hope, beyond hope, that we get to actually see him race tonight. Hopefully, well, I'm sure we will. But commiserations then to Dark Lord, Big D, Robert Gillen, and Dragoon, who we lose at the end of Q2 instance. Oh. I'll tell you what, considering there's 14 drivers on track there in that session, to only have 3 invalidations, or no, 2 invalidations in fact, one was speeding in the pit lane, so 2 invalidations is pretty good. Ollie happy to get into Q3. I just said earlier on though, Ollie, that I do remember we did this track late in the season last season, and there's something in the back of my mind saying that you performed very well at it, so you may not like it, but it seems to suit you. So, Q3 then. Well, on what we've seen so far, you've got to say Axel probably goes into this session as favourite, as Cammy joins back. But, well, let's say, probably comes in as favourite, but obviously Spreader's going to be in with a chance. I think White Lion's probably in with a chance. Well, if you remember to last week at Imola, the Red Bulls dominated. So White Lion definitely in with a chance. Not mentioning his name, so I'm assuming that Shrek is one of the drivers not here tonight. So I hadn't noticed that previous tonight, but I've just realised he hadn't said his name, so I guess he is. So Boshan out on track first. So Boshan is going through the final corner, ready to start. Hot lap. We can choose this camera for qualifying, I think. Get down, be back. That, to be honest, lads, I'm messing up on my tyre strap. Let's use the second set for a third stint because of the crash. What crash? What? We didn't see a crash, Dragoon, so sorry, bud. I don't know. And invalidation there then for Boshan. Is that Scott? Yeah, Scott's gone past him, so we'll take up the mantle. Just allowing the cars to sort of drift around. A surprise every lap. It does me anyway. I'm still with my first thoughts about Jeddah. Obviously, it came out in last year's game, and still believe it's an extraordinary track to do time trial on, but I hate racing it. Not as everybody thought though, that because of incidents, it's not anything to do with that. It's not actually that bad in my opinion, for instance, but it's so I don't know. I think it's because I'm a pad player that I don't enjoy racing it so much. But 28.5 for Axel, 29.1 for White Lion, Dark Mark 29.6. There's McLaren going across Ollie, 29.6 as well. Who's that? That's the invalidated Bosch Jan. Who's the other car with him? It's Robbo, 28.5 from Robbo. Where'd that come from? Goodness me. Great that from Robbo. Spreader is coming into the final corner. Oh, I see Dragoon. Sorry, I didn't actually notice that had happened. Spreader into P4 on his first run then, so 29.1. So very much the same with Q3. It depends on what tyres people have used up to this point. But Spriggs, all of a sudden, Spriggs goes into the 28s, 28.9. It's come from absolutely nowhere going by the previous sessions. But, yeah, depending on what tyres they've used so far, you may well be using an old set. Their first runs to get a time on the board as a sort of a marker. So it doesn't look like Boschan's on a lap. He's not using any power. So let's go to Atkins, I believe it is. Looks a little bit sort of what's the word I'm looking for? A little bit, you know, it doesn't look like he's attacking the track that much, but I don't know, actually sometimes the fastest laps you see, they don't look like they're attacking the track that much, so we'll see what he comes up with. He's gone through the final corner in a decent time, so 1:29.1, that puts him up into P4 then Atkins. A decent lap in the end. I just think there's a bit more to be gained by actually really attacking, but perhaps he just wanted to get a banker lap in. It is a track where if you go for it on each of your laps in the final session, you may well invalidate all of it and end up starting 10th. But so perhaps Atkins been quite clever there by getting a lap on the board. It's a decent lap as well, a really decent lap on a 29.1. 7 thousandths ahead of White Lion. So we've got a couple of guys coming out on their out laps. Looks like Boshan out first, or so he didn't get his time on the board first time round. Oh, 100% Dragoon. It really is like that. It's right up there in terms of, yeah. I mean, here Monaco, even Baku to an extent, I think are very much like that. You need to find a rhythm. It's hard to explain what we mean. I know what Dragoon means, but yeah, you just sort of disappear into a little bubble and just sort of, you end up in this sort of rhythm that you just, you know, you just take lap after lap off without really even thinking about it. It's just, yeah, that's what you got to do around here. And the more you think about it, the more you're looking up the more you look up at the times to other drivers, and the more you're worrying about other things. the more likely you are to make a mistake around here. It's just need to look at the track and get through the laps. The laps we've watched from the beginning, that's the best we've seen somebody take turn 1 and 2. Love it. I love it when somebody's in full flow going through sector 1. Always see the different ways people do it, and little lifts here and there. And see, so I think that's the only thing I don't like about this track is the 2 chicanes, and it's not because they're chicanes. I don't mind chicanes. It's because they're both kind of blind entries, and I don't. Yeah, it just annoys me. Oh, Dragoon, enjoy! I had I had my 100% race around Monaco 2 weeks ago. When I say I had my 100% race around Monaco 2 weeks ago, I made it to lap 12. So for me, it was more like a 5%. I don't know, whatever, 15% race or whatever. Right, so anyway, Boshan 28.8 goes into P3. Scott managed to 29.0. Just crossed the line to start a lap. I have to say though, Tribune, I do love doing the 100% races. It's so different. Actually nice to do races where you can genuinely do 2-stop strategies rather than just 1-stops all the time. Not very many tracks that you can consider a 2-stop on 50% distance. It's on the 100%. It's actually you can actually consider doing the 3-stop. There's that much flexibility. Do enjoy it. Did one last night at Bahrain. Came second. Just lighting up the timing boards. Here, spreader comes down to the final corner. Surprised to see him down to second for the final corner. That seems a bit overkill, but 28.554 doesn't quite go fastest. Goes P2. There's Axel. He's actually next to cross the line. And he's purpling sectors as well. And he improves 128.224. Very nice from Axel. Very impressive. That was Robbo into P2, 28.4. Great lap from Robbo. I've got to learn not to stay so surprised when I say things like that. Atkins is definitely not improving. Dark Mark just coming out the final corner, could well be improving. Does indeed. He goes into the 28s as well, so 28.8 from Dark Mark, that puts him into P5. So the top 6 drivers now are in the 28s. Scott's only just outside. And Atkins is only just, well, and White Lion for that matter, so I'm not sure why the white line only did the one run, but that's it then. So congratulations to Axel on his first podium in PRF1 already, and just a second race. Fantastic. Well, that gives us the best chance for him actually getting away at the start, and so we get a chance to see him race this week. That'd be lovely. But no, seriously, well done, man. Congratulations. Robbo P2, Spreader in 3, Boshan 4. Nice to see Boshan at that height. Doing well there. You used to see it all the time, and just not so much recently, but he's doing it this week. So hope he stays there. Dark Mark 5th, Sprague 6th, Scott 7th, Atkins in 8th, White Lion 9, Ollie in 10. So for the amazing performance of the Red Bulls last week, the top Red Bulls in P9 is yeah, I just want to finish the Night Dragoon. I think it's sensible though, mate. Get yourself to the end. Try not to lose any wings, and you probably end up with a decent result tonight. So yeah, Gamarov. Well, my pride is hurt. Oh, well, you best earn that back in the race then, buddy. So right, guys. Well, that was qualifying then for Jeddah, and we're gonna head into. We take a quick break, and we'll be back for the race shortly. What's actually the shortest race of the season? 25 laps of Jeddah, which is not a particularly long lap. Sort of, well, race laps 131, 132, 33, that sort of area. Not sure exactly, but that sort of range. So it's certainly they're not short laps, but they're not super long either. So 25 laps does make it a very short race around here. But we'll look forward to that, and I'm going to look forward to that as I go and make another coffee. So, guys, I'll be back in just a moment. Just bear with me, and I'll see you in a sec. Alright, so yeah, I'm back with you guys, and yeah, and each other is very decent from Axel. Very impressed. Right. So I put my blanket over me, ready to do the comms. Yeah, I did just put the blanket over me. It's bloody freezing down here in Devon. I don't know if it's like that all over the place, but it is. Right, let me see. Take a sneaky look in the Discord and I did try and shout Clem to see if he wanted to join. Did ask earlier on, but oh, he's out for food. Okay, no worries. So Faisal said about it, and I said that he could join this week, but I haven't heard from him. So, see, Rookrun just left the server. I don't know who on earth that was. So, how? Oh, I forgot about the. Actually, Grezza, thinking about it, I've just seen what you've put in the stream link where you shared my Twitch thing. Yeah, I'll have to start putting. Yeah, so basically, guys, for anybody that doesn't know, we've now got 2 divisions in PRF1. We've got tonight's one, Friday night one, the same as it always has been, which we've called the Fangio tier, or league, or division, or whatever. It's Fangio division, there we go. And we've got the Lauda division, which races on Tuesday nights. Not started their season yet. It's brand new. David Charlison. Right. Okay, that's enough of all that now. Let's back to the stream with you guys, and let's have a look then. So we've lost Atkins, has been disqualified. Not sure what happens with him. Let's get the tyres up. Quick look. So, oh, okay. Well, from P1 all the way down to P13 as mediums. Dragoons on hards, then Dre's on mediums. Davis, Coys on hards. And at the very back, Cameron's on hards. But otherwise, as I say, everybody on Williams, on mediums. Evening, Papa. Hello, my friend. How the devil are you? Thanks for coming and saying hi and joining. And I hope we can keep you entertained with a fantastic Jeddah race. It's a fantastic qualifying. It's all. In this league are 4 big name drivers go out in Q1. Dre unfortunately crashed, so in Q1, so he's starting P15. So we get a couple more disqualifications. So he was a surprise. Davis a big surprise. Coy's a massive surprise, and Cammy, unfortunately, a glitch meant that he ended up stuck on the edge of the track, humping the curb instead of qualifying. But reports are coming from Sky Sports since that he had the time of his life doing that, so don't you worry. Said he's happy to start from the back because he got a happy ending with the curb. Right, let me. Yeah, I'm all good, thanks, Papa. Wi-Fi off, so here we go. Let's go on board then. On board with this man. So on board with Boscham for the start. We've got Spreader to the right of us. Robbo to the front of us. Short run down to turn 1. All the lights are on. And out they go. And look at Spreader react. And he's going to have P1. Nobody else can do anything about it. That gives you... Well, you know, guys. I'm just going to say it. Look, he's got the... He's hosting the stream, and Spreader is one of the best starters I've seen in a way. The fact that he's hosting the stream as well, You really saw there just how much difference that made. So I'm neglecting other things going on. Even Kamarov down at the back with yellows. I think Ollie's falling down. He's got to try and turn it around. Never easy around here. But he does it successfully. Well done, Ollie. And he'll get on his way. But yeah, all I can say is that they need to sort that out, because that was insane. If you guys could see that as well as I could, that was ridiculous. The advantage that Spreader got then. He was almost up into P1 before the other guys had moved. It's just... yeah. That was insane. So, in a way, we're with Dark Mark at the moment. And as you see, he's just lost the place to Boshan. He's up into 5th. And behind us there is Scott. Everybody following pretty nicely at the moment. No major incidents. Ollie's had a spin and has dropped down to the back, but he's okay. He's going again. And we'll see if he pits at the end of the lap, but I don't think he's going to need to. Dre makes a place up on operator there. I think we've got through the first lap. I'm not expecting to see any pit stops. So if there was going to be one, it would be Ollie, but no, he's gone past the pit lane. So yeah, through lap 1 safely. Coys makes a place up on Davis. This is another one of those tracks. I could be here all night, and well, certainly in the early sectors of the lap, so like sector 1 and then the first part of sector 2, you don't really expect any overtakes around there. So, boom, we got a yellow, and I think it's operator, unfortunately. But spins it round and gets going, and I think he has got damage. I can't see a left end plate, so I think that will be a pit stop at the end of the lap for the Ferrari man. So, now everything's settled down. Spreader and Axel have pulled a bit of a gap. Just over a second, but that's what they need. And that all looks like he's really going to keep Spreader honest here tonight. Yeah, Papa, we do indeed. James, that was ridiculous. If you watched that was insane, wasn't it? He was pretty much in P1 before the others moved. Then you've been a few meters off of it. That was insane. But what, you know, it's not Spreader's fault. There's nothing we can do about it. Someone's got to host the lobby, and he's got good internet. So, you know, he's a normal choice. We don't tend to have internet problems with him. So, you know, but ideally you want someone like me getting it, because even with that I'd still lose about 6 places off the start. Like last night, like last night at Bahrain. So right, 100% round Bahrain. I qualified second, and the guy in pole starts on hards. I went for softs, and I was 2 stop and he was 1 stop in. Not only did I not overtake him down to turn 1, he gapped me. That's how terrible my starts are. Boshan making up another place, this time on Robbo, so up into P4. Not able to come back yet, Robbo. So do have DRS, so a minute, Boshan would be vulnerable to that DRS if Robbo can get close enough. So not close enough to Spriggs in front. Spriggs, by the way, has joined the battle for P1. He's on the back of Axel and Spreader now. Battle going on between Goomba and Davis. Oh, hello. Goomba gets through. He's P15. Davis P16. Now with Kamarov on the back of him. Oh, he backs out away. Davis maybe not feeling it tonight. Oh no, Scotty. What's Scotty done? He's had a spin or something. He was definitely ghosted when we went on to him, which is a suggestion that he would suggest that he's had a spin or hit a wall or something like that. It's White Lion. That's way past Big D there for P8. Big D still with him. And he picks up DRS. Oh. Well done, guys. They did that well. That was very well done. That can so easily end in tears sometimes. I actually kind of think they shouldn't have put a DRS zone just there, personally. But White Lion looks to come back, but now, presumably, Big D get the DRS down. Did he not? No, he didn't. White Lion still had it, so White Lion able to get that back. Go Willow. We've got an Alpine now on the inside as well. That's Dark Lord, who was having a little look. And there's a bit of a train appearing now. That's Coys and Robert Gillen as well that have joined the back of this. Let's see. Just to mention, the operator did make it back to the pits and has got a new front wing and is continuing on his way. Ollie Champ is just pitted. Maybe he did have some damage. So, look like anything's going to happen just there for the moment, and we've got something going on here. Kamarov has gotten past Scar. Oh, Dark Lord! Oh, would you believe it? Just as I said, doesn't look like anything's going to happen there. Dark Lord's into the wall, and that is a full safety car. Yeah, I mean, ultimately, Ollie's not going to mind that much. He's just pitted. He's going to be able to get back up to the back of the pack. He's back in the race now. Same for Operator. It's going to get him back into the race. But this is what Spreader picks up 5 seconds for speeding in pit lane. That's going to hurt him. But this is the exact reason why so many people started on mediums. Because the risk of a safety car at any street track is always pretty high, and it's happened lap 5 going on to 6. Safety car occurs, and the medium tyre drivers all heading the pits for hards. Well, not all, actually. I say all, not all. Which is a bit surprising, if I'm honest. I don't really know why they haven't, but Robert Gillen and Dre, who started P15, remember, so he's at 13 now. Oh, just to mention that Axel has gone on to a new set of mediums. That can't have been the plan. He definitely started on the mediums. I think that's a mistake. I think he's chosen the wrong tyre, surely. He has to pit again. There's no ifs or buts about that. He has to pit again. Spreader P7, but on the tyres that are going to take him to the end. Obviously, he's got the penalty, but he is on the hards that are going to take him to the end of this race. Okay, so we will wait then for the guys towards the back, so Operator Ollie and Dragoon to catch back up to the field. I think that's out of shape there, but recovered it. Yeah, thanks, Papa. Not 2 weeks vacation, mate. If you remember, I did actually win in Portugal. just to, just to say. Um, but yeah, yeah, agreed. Well, who's this to host on Wednesday? Yeah, I was going to say, I just thought that. I was just thinking to myself, why Wednesday? What's he talking about Wednesday? Now you've gone Tuesdays even. Can't like reactions. Um, James, you might be counting on another safety car. Well, I think that's a big gamble around here. I don't know about you guys, but safety cars, in my experience around Jeddah, there's no guarantee a safety car is going to come out around here. I know we've got one now, but I've never found that before. I've had plenty of safety car free races around here. So I don't think he'd be gambling on that. I really don't. I think that's whether it's the game that's messed up or whether he's chosen the wrong tyre. I think he's chosen the wrong tyre. So, where are we? We're all caught up. I think we are, aren't we? Dragoon, yeah, is caught up. So, should be getting the old safety car in this lap. So, we're going to resume lap 8. 18 laps remaining. The hard tyres will do with ease. The only ones I'm not sure on here is Dre and Scott. I'm not quite sure. When the hard tyre drivers didn't really have much choice, mediums would be struggling like mad to get to the end of the race. So the hard tyre drivers didn't really have a choice. Dre and Scott opting to stay out. It's a big call as we get going again. And Kamarov looking at the outside of Dre. Tiniest bit of contact. Just sent Dre a little bit wide though. But he does manage to stay ahead of Axel. He's back up into P3. So Kamarov, having started last, now leads the Jeddah Grand Prix, but has not pitted as Davis falls down. Oh, there's a Murkoff. Oh, that was Scott. Oh, and Davis is round. So for Scott, not only... Oh, he's off track now as well. Well, what a nightmare. Not only is he not pitted, he's drops straight down as well. Like a few people having a few problems getting going again. But Kamarov leads from Dre. Axel is just about to make it P2 for him on his fresh medium tyres. So, yeah, that move's done. So up into P2 for Axel. And he's surely going to get after Kamarov. Kamarov's job here is just to build whatever gap he can. The sense right now to Kamarov. Axel doesn't really matter that much. Axel's got serious pace. So if he gets ahead of Kamarov, then he gets ahead. But Kamarov will be looking to get the rest of the field so that when he pits, he doesn't fall too far down. He's got a fighting chance. Being able to fight back. Spread, I think, had a look at Spriggs there, or was it the other way round? Not sure. So, the spreader right now will be wanting another safety car. He's on hards to the end of the race, but he'll want another safety car, in my opinion. He's got 5 seconds he wants to get rid of, and another safety car means he can go to a fresh set of mediums, so I fancy that he would want one. Oh, and he might get one. White line is out. He is going to get one, I think. Is that the safety car moving, or is it VSC? There was other cars in the pit, so I'm not 100. If we go to operator, actually, we might see. Yep, that is the safety car coming out on track. So we have lost the Red Bull of White Lion. Turquoise was the only after last week's showing for Red Bull as well. What a shame. So the safety car happens. Now, presumably, as I said, I'm sure Axel definitely started on mediums, didn't he? So I can't believe Spreader stayed out. With a 5-second penalty, I thought he'd wanted to get rid of that. Unless he's going to take the gamble that there might be another one, I don't know. It's, in a way, Axel did indeed pit and he goes to hard tyres. Kamarov also pitted to go to medium tyres. That is obviously to go to the end of the race now. And I would have thought this safety car would be the same sort of length as the last. Looks to me like the gaps for people to catch up are roughly the same. So I suspect we'll get going again on lap 12. So let's have a quick look then at position changes. So biggest gainer at the moment is Gumba, who's up 11 places from 19th to 8th. Has he pitted, Gumba? He has pitted as well, Gumba. So what a race he's having. Kamarov as well, up 9 places. Axel's down 11. Scott's down 9. So they're the biggest losers. I still can only assume. I still don't think Axel deliberately went to those mediums. I think I genuinely think that was a mistake, or as I say, possibly the game messing up. But nothing surprises me anymore with the game. So Spreader stays out then with a 5-second penalty. I don't know. It's hard to know whether that was a good thing to do or not. I think another safety car and he definitely comes in. I can't see any advantage of staying out another one. Hopefully we won't have any more, but I guess one thing he might be thinking, Spreader, is the fact that others around him are, there's a good chance that there's going to be a lot more penalties before the end of this race. So very, very easy to corner cut, so it might be a case of thinking, well, it's a good chance that the fat part of that 5 seconds may actually get negated by people cutting corners. Loads of safety cars on it this year, Grizza says. I didn't realise that. Hodgkin says Oddie's lagging bad. Yeah, you got a good point there, James. He would have dropped so many, obviously, so quick after the last safety car. The field hadn't gapped, so you are right, he would have dropped down. Yeah. I don't know. It's one of those, because if another safety car comes out, he's probably done the right thing. It's hard to call at the moment, to be quite honest with you, because the guys that are on fresh hards now haven't really got any advantage over the guys on the slightly more worn hards. They've only really done one race lap, so they won't have any real advantage. Spriggs leads on a set of mediums, but he has pitted, so I think he will be looking to go to the end on those mediums, but you'd think he's probably going to suffer a lot later in the race, just like you'd expect Gumba to as well. which would be a shame. I hope Gumba holds on. As we get going again. And Spriggs makes a good restart. Good look down the field. Boshan taking the opportunity to heat his tyres a little bit. The driver's very, very tight. Turns 1 and 2. Come out alright so far. It's always an iffy moment. I think a restart around here on cold, hard tyres for a lot of the drivers. Oh, it's Kamarov nips up the inside there, Dragoon. I suppose with the onboard we got of Dragoon's car, you can't really see the left-hand side, but I didn't even know he was there, I've got to be honest. Axel gets past Dragoon as well, behind. Kamarov looking at Robert Gillen, and then the next man up the road will be his teammate. Stay up the road, he's literally just there. It's not a nice place to be in. I think Gumba will let him through. Don't want to lose out to Robert Gillen as well though, so yeah, Gumba does that well. Does that very nicely in fact, I'd say. And immediately Axel is looking to get past him as well, but see no DRS at the moment. Just the good old-fashioned tow with some electrical energy as well. Robert Gillen. Oh no! That wasn't good, I'm afraid. And Axel is into the pits. Yeah, I expect that to be something that will end up with the stewards, but on first looks in real time, it did look to me Robert Gillen had run wide. It looked to me like Gumba closed the door when he was still there. You know, it's always hard to call, so I may not have that right. It could, you know, clips sent in after the race could prove otherwise, but that's what it looked like in real time. And Sergeant Kamarov continues his charge up the field. Could he be in a secret sort of great position here? He's going to be absolutely flying on the mediums for a good 4 or 5 laps yet. But again, it's unbelievable, really. Again, Axel gets caught up in something that wasn't his fault. And that, for me, it's 2 weeks in a row now that it's a shame. But he's definitely shown that he can drive. There's no, you know, we're not just talking about his pace. He's got great pace, clearly, but he looks to me like he's shown he can actually drive as well alongside others. So it's also some good news for him, us, and the league. Yeah, Gumba's... I think Gumba tried to carry on for a lap, but has realised he just can't do it. What a shame for Gumba, though. That I mean, I think ultimately, in real time, it looked like it was probably his fault, but, you know, still a shame for him. He was doing exceptionally well before the restart. You know, it is what it is, I suppose. Kamarov is putting Atkins under all sorts of pressure. The thing is here for Kamarov, he can't hang about trying to get through the field, can he? He knows these mediums will not be feeling great for the whole of the rest of the race, so he needs to get up to the real business end very quickly. So they go side by side. Yeah, I don't think Atkins was just going to disappear there. He had every right to put his car through that corner as well, in my opinion. All being said, Kamarov's ended up with the position and no damage. So, all in all, I think as well as those two drivers, I'd say, do you know what? No harm, no foul. You know. Oh, just for a moment there, and I thought it's going to happen again. It's going to happen again. Yeah, I think personally on that one, just go with no harm, no foul on that one. But so anyway, Kamarov will continue his charge through the field. And as I said, he's absolutely fully aware that his tyres are not going to be great for the rest of this race, and he's trying to get the business end of the work done. He wants to basically get... Oh, that was on my screen there, he whacked the wall. It was actually lagging on my screen, so he didn't actually hit the wall. He was ahead of us there. That is Dark Mark getting ahead of Robbo for P4. Directly ahead of us on track. And there was a yellow flag, I'm not sure who that was, as Davis gets ahead of Dragoon. Going into the final corner. And Spreader and Boshan, they're having a battle for P2. It's turn 1. Personally, if I was these guys, I'd be... Well, they don't necessarily know, but there's a... Oh, as Ollie is out, that's in the pits. It's an in the pits retirement from Ollie. Champ. Never good to see. I like to see drivers getting to the end. It's, there we go. It's Cammy. Continues to pile the pressure on the cars ahead of him. And we've got a sector 2 yellow, and it's Boshan. Nightmare. Bloody street circuit. Why can't I just make him slightly wider? Turn around then. But Boshan gets back on his way, but he drops to P14. So, promotes Dark Mark into P3, but that was Cammy going up the inside of Robbo, and presumably, well, I don't think he's quite close enough to get a run into turn 1, but it's going to leave Dark Mark vulnerable, and with Spreader having a 5-second penalty, this is all beginning to look very nice for Kamarov. Remember, had the glitch in qualifying. You know, Razzie, you know, if he actually does get a podium, I'm going to have no choice but the Warden driver of the day if he stays penalty free. Robert Gillen picks up a penalty. Right, let's go to that one then. We've got a yellow flag. Boshan again. So there's DRS. So, quite honestly, Kamarov would be better off here just holding off. Let the DRS catch right up onto the gearbox, which it has done. Now you make the move. You probably try and time this. Yeah, it's going to look. So it doesn't make the move into the final corner. It times it. So he's going to do it into turn 1 instead. Dark Mark uses the energy he's got for defense, but ultimately doesn't have enough of it. And Cammy takes P3. And because of the penalty that Spreader's got at the moment, that is actually P2. He's within the penalty range. What other little battles we got going on anywhere? Scott is close to the back of Dre. 8 laps remaining now. Said it is a short one. Oh dear, the old rear wing damage. I think that's the plan, Grezza. Yeah, to be fair, mediums do a decent amount of laps, and Boshan also now retires in the pits. That's obviously from the well, spin or contact, so I can't be 100% sure which it was. Presumably, like Ollie then must have had damage. Scott gets the run, but I'm getting some pretty bad lagging on my screen at the moment, which is starting to drive me a bit nuts. Didn't manage to get it down into the final corner. Dropped back a bit, but it looks like he's getting a run into turn 1. He's going to have to go to the outside. And he gets ahead enough. He can make it, but he's overshot turn 1 slightly, making it a really poor angle to enter turn 2. Meaning that Dre's managing to come back at him somewhat. Remain side by side through sector 1. And fair play to him. If I was Dre there, I'd have just backed off earlier. So I'd have said, well, I'll just take the DRS later in the track. But Scott has gone off in his attempts. No, he hasn't. That was a massive lag as well. It's a huge lag. That carried on for about 3 seconds. Don't know why it's suddenly lagging so badly. It's been fine. Anyway, it does actually mean the gap's actually... Yeah, so yeah, there's a gap now between Scott and Dre. It says 4 seconds. That's never 4 seconds, is it? No, I think Scott's disconnected or something. If you look at his timing on his, it says minus 4.072. So something's gone wrong with the timings there. I'm not quite sure what's going on. So, yeah, Grezza. So, yeah, these medium tyre drivers definitely going to the end. But there's Dragoon pits. And that's opened up a door for Goomba maybe to get back into the points. I think it has, yeah. Yeah, I think Dragoon must have had a wing change there, and he's been stationary for quite some time. Sorry, let's say that the timings seem to have sorted themselves out now. Scott's timing's gone back to normal. So, I'm actually going to say here, I don't think this is me. I'm not having a lag. I think this is the EA servers are having a moment again this evening. We'll go back to Robbo, as he's actually the only driver at the moment within 1 second of the driver ahead, so... yeah. As we go to 5 laps remaining then, Grezza, and I still think that these mediums, well, not Kamarovs, but Spriggs, will go off, but, say, Spreader's got the 5-second penalty, so there's nothing he's going to be able to do about Spriggs. It's just whether Kamarov can catch him or not, really. So, I have to admit, not as many penalties as I expected. Currently 5 penalties out on track. I'll bring those up in a moment for us to have a look at. So, really am starting to get people flickering around the screen at the moment. Okay, so Reza's being pessimistic. Spriggs is going to get a puncture. Jax will last, but go off. Okay. But they'll already, to be fair, 11 laps, they'll already be, you know, I would imagine at this point that the hards actually feel slightly better to drive than what Camaros mediums do, but it's his natural pace that gets him through. That's the thing. If it was me driving those mediums, I'd be getting caught by the guys behind, but because it's Cammy, he'll be able to stop that from happening. And I just don't think there's enough laps left for a spreader to be able to create a gap. So I don't know where I've gone to spreader, by the way. Let's go back to Robbo. Now, Scott has actually got to within a... Oh. got to within a second of Robert Gillen. Oh, no, he's not. He's out. Oh, no, he's back in. Scott's in and out of the 1 second to Robert Gillen, but actually it looks to me like that's a much more likely overtake opportunity. So let's go to that one. And no doubt Scott continuing his good form. Going to score decent points again today. As high up as he's been in recent weeks, but still doing very well. If he continues these sorts of performances through the season, he's going to absolutely smash. Oh, Spriggs is in. Spriggs is in. He couldn't get to the end. He couldn't get to the end. Well, surely he should have made this pit stop earlier. All he will have done is lost time by staying out. Obviously, he wanted to push into the end. I'd have just gone... unless they were 90%, I'd have gone for it. But, well, only he knows how bad they were. But, they must have gone off a cliff for him to pit. He wouldn't have pitted otherwise. Surely. He's going to have a great attempt for fastest lap now. And I think he'll probably still pick up a place. You know, Coy's is 2.5 seconds up the road, but fresh softs over 13 lap old hards will be lightning quick. So, oh, I think Axel. Oh, Axel's pitted. He's going to go for the fastest lap. Well, isn't it? Has Axel read the rules? Does he know that he was actually scoring points where he was? Question. Well, I mean, the guy gets pole, he wins the race. The guy starts last, he wins the race. I mean, we already glitched his car in qualifying tonight, Grezza. What can we do to him? Yeah, it's going to be one of those. I know, yeah, he's going to win the race on the back of the grid. He's going to do the last to first here, but ultimately, there's definitely some luck involved in there to get him up some places, but he's made the right calls under the safety cars, and that's what's won him this race. And great driving and overtaking, and Spriggs does get ahead. Oh no. Well, Spriggs got ahead of Coys, but for whatever reason, Coys has ended up spun and he's left the session. Which tells me there was probably a contact in there. I'll invite him. No, I can't invite him. Greza, he's turned off completely. Yeah, I hate to say it, but I think that's probably a contact there. I can only assume there was contact with Spriggs. Robbo is going to spoil Dark Mark's party, podium party. He goes, but he's been working on that for ages. And eventually, onto the final lap, he gets the run that he needs and takes the position off of Dark Mark. And Robbo moves into P3 with a fantastic performance. See, every fibre of me now wants to give Robbo driver of the day, but I can't not give it to Jack. He's come from last on the grid to win the Jeddah Grand Prix. You know, as long as nothing. Oh, hello. What's going on here? It's Goomba, Axel, and Dragoon. Dragoon, you can't just move into someone, man. Oh. Yeah, I think there was contact. Axel's got a 3 seconds for that, and I think there was contact then. Yeah, not the best example of racing, if I'm honest, but hey. Let's go to... Well, Spreader's going to cross the line, P1. As Atkins gets ahead of Dark Mark. They are still battling, but I've got to see the guys over the line. Spreader finishes first on track, but the penalty means that Kamarov takes the win. Robbo, the final podium position. Dark Mark does cross the line alongside Atkins, but takes P4. Atkins had a penalty in a way, but there was only 13 thousandths separating them on the line. Spriggs P6, Big D P7, Scott P8, Dre P9. And now penalty drops him down, so Coy's back up to P9, but obviously he's not there to actually finish the race. I think he's rage quit personally, but we'll have to see. Dre 10, Robert Gillen 11, Davis 12, Axel 13, Operator 14. Oh, hang on, sorry, they're still racing. It looks like it will be as said, barring penalties, so we'll have to see as Axel does the old crash over the line thing. Well, Goomba has the least penalties, so Goomba moves up to P13 and picks up some points. Axel P14 then. Operator does pick up a point, P15. Dragoon comes to the line. And I don't know why my game is saying that Boshan, Ollie Champ and White Lion are currently in the pits. What is going on? Dragoon's going to do some donuts. Please just cross the line, Dragoon, before the game breaks even more. Well, there we go. That is PRF1's visit to Jeddah. Eventful visit indeed, and the game gives driver of the day to Sergeant Kamarov. I completely concur with that. That's I have to. As much as I want to give it to Robbo for his P3, I can't not give it to Jack on that performance. That was outstanding, astounding, whichever you want to call it. The only blot, I think, on that performance may have been a contact that he had with Atkins. But I can't 100% say that it was his fault, so I'm not going to sort of not give him driver of the day because of that. So it would have to be looked at. So he comes out with a reef on him. That's a new one. I've not seen that one before. So, anyway, I'm not going to watch the podium celebrations. I've watched so many hundreds of those now that I'm fed up of them. Spriggs took the fastest lap with 131.373. Let me just get these guys in. So, Cammy to a party, Spreader to a party, and Robbo to a party. Nice director instance. Scroll through these.
Kelly.
And here, your prize definitely back, mate. Well done. Congratulations.
Evening.
Hello. And is that all of
Alright,
you?
lover.
Right, me lover. How's it hanging?
Not too
Um,
bad, mate, you?
Yeah, not too bad. Spreader, you there as well?
Not happy.
Yes, he is. I'll answer that for him.
You sure? Yeah. All right,
Well, he
guys.
was 2 seconds ago.
All right, guys. If you can include your audio, please, if you haven't already,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll have a quick chat. So, Robbo, P3, superb. Left it right to the death to make your move on the final lap, going into turn one, and did it very nicely indeed. I feel a bit sorry for Dark He then lost another position as well. Oh, no, I don't. No, I think he held it off in the end, actually, but almost lost another position at the end. But in a way, yeah, P3, well done, buddy. Bit of a hectic race, but yeah, give us your interpretation of that one.
But to be fair, for Jeddah, I don't know what it was like behind me, but it was quite calm. Everything was pretty clean. It was quite similar to last week when I knew I had Scott. I knew I had the pace on Dark I was just waiting. I seen him flash and build up my ERS, and then done it on the lap to go. I knew I had enough ERS to see him off on the last lap. But yeah, buzzing.
Yeah, nicely done, man. I'll be honest with you. My heart wants to give you driver of the day for getting the podium, but I can't not give it to Jack this week.
No, has to,
he's
yeah.
gonna have to get it. But yeah, it's
Done it live last the first challenge, so he definitely deserves
definitely.
driver of the day.
So I can't believe I'm not getting like comments taking the piss out of us with us still having these accents. What's going on? Right. Anyway, yeah, no, congratulations on P3. Massive for your driver standings, and obviously massive for the team as well. So
Just quickly as well, weirdly, my first ever podium in PRF1 was at Jeddah way back in September, and that was literally the last time I spoke to you. And I'm back there again.
September 1991, yeah? And
That's the one, yeah.
back up here again. Goodness me, that's got to be the biggest gap between podiums, surely.
Yeah.
Now, well done, man. It's good to have you back up here. It's good to I can't remember talking to you before. Are you sure you've had a podium before?
Yeah, it's my very first race for these guys.
Maybe I wasn't doing comms. Maybe someone else was doing it. I'm sure
No,
because
did you?
I really.
I remember it. Yeah, because you asked me where I was from.
Oh, right, okay. All right, fair enough.
Yeah, I remember that.
Do you? All right, then.
Yeah.
All right, I'll believe you. It's fine. Okay. All right, well, congratulations. And
Cheers,
we come to Spreader. Well done on P2, mate.
No.
bloody-
Go to me first. Go to me first. Because I'm going to be P2. I've just seen that. Spread's
no,
penalty
I-
is
I-
getting
Nowhere near
taken
the
off,
fucking pit line,
basically.
is it?
Yeah.
That's nowhere near the pit line, is
Hello,
it?
Hilly.
It's
I'm
fucking
P2. I didn't
bullshit,
do
this
last
game.
first.
Oh, what? So we're looking at the 5 seconds being removed, I take it.
Yeah, that's getting removed.
All right, right. So I'll
Done.
speak to you then, Cammy. But ultimately, I've got to go by what's happened on the night, mate. So, on the night, you have done last to P1. So, well done. Even if you think that's going to get turned around, but massive congratulations. I mean, what can I say? You got caught humping the curb in qualifying and not getting a lap on the board. So, what's your excuse for doing that to the curb?
It's a bit naughty, to be honest. You're telling off. Yeah, I mean, nothing went my way tonight. Literally, quali last on the grid. I had a really good start, and then Dragoon lost it on the exit of turn one, put me in a wall when I was in P14 or something like that. And then safety car came out at the worst time for anyone on hards. Luckily, I had another one, but then it got dropped down to P11 again because it wasn't too far afterwards, and everyone was still bunched up. And then just had to fight my way through on mediums, which only just made the end of it. I think on 75% at the end. Yeah, I mean, on track. Well, on track it's P2 with penalties. It's P1, but yeah, I think Spread's going to get that removed almost certainly. So
Right.
I'll still
Yeah.
take P2.
Yeah,
I'm
definitely.
happy
It's
with that.
kept
It's a podium 100% as well. So
exactly. Yeah, you're still 100% podiums in all the races you competed in this season. So, it's your lead at the top of the championship is still healthy. Obviously, it's still really early days yet. It's only race
Yeah.
9, race 9 tonight. So it's still, it's kind of, we're into the season, but it still feels like there's bloody ages to go. So, I think just moving forward from here, other than there's nothing you can do about a game glitch. They happen. Unfortunately, they're annoying, but they happen to all of us. I think at times. So you just got to get your head down and get on with it, and that's what you did tonight. So congratulations. As I say, my driver day as well. Pretty much a flawless drive. I know you had a little bit of contact with Atkins at one point.
No?
Into the left-right chicane.
That was a contact.
I thought there was. You both seemed to
Just thought,
sort of
fuck
go
it,
off
I'm
track.
going to go for it.
Oh, right. I mean, I
Yeah,
couldn't see.
I-
I wasn't blaming you. I wasn't blaming him. I don't know. I assume there was contact. The way the two cars moved.
I mean, there might have
made
been a
it
little
look like-
bit, but I don't think it really did anything.
Ah, right.
Personally, I don't know what his thoughts are on it, but
Yeah. Well, you soon
See, I'll
find
get
out if
better
it's a
with all
tick or
that
not.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
no, I mean,
ultimately,
I
I
just
said
put
at
my
the
head
time,
down
I
and
think that's just one of those things you put down to it's no harm, no foul sort of thing because neither of you got damage and you weren't disrupted too much. So yeah, I said that's fine. But well done anyway, mate. Can I get a spreader now? Is that right? Spreader now.
Go on.
Right, spreader. Strange bit of a race for you actually. You had a decent qualifying. Started P3. You've got the most ridiculous host advantage on the race start I've ever seen. You were basically P1 before anybody even moved. So it's they've got to sort that out because that was horrendous. I'm not going to lie, it really was bad tonight. You're a great starter anyway, but when you get an advantage like that, it's
Yeah,
it's literally like
coupled with
everybody
my
else took
usual
2
starts.
seconds to react. But yeah,
Couple of my decent starts, and it is stupidly OP. So we might get Graham to, or maybe even someone else to host the lobbies. I don't know, mate.
yeah.
Someone,
But,
maybe yourself.
Oh God, no, not I can't.
That's a
I
good
can't.
idea, to be fair.
No, it's not. It's not.
No
my
one gets
my
the
internet's
advantage then.
horrendous.
All
So,
right. Yeah.
You're lucky I can stream, let alone host a lobby as well.
Could always try Davis. He's
Yeah, I was
having
going to
it.
say, at least you can fucking stream at the same time. I can't even stream at the same time as playing at the moment. My fucking
No, nor
internet.
could I. If I'm racing, I can't stream.
Fair enough.
So yeah, no, not yet. Not until I want to get the fiber broadband. It'd be all right. But anyway, this is supposed to be an interview for you, spread. Not talking about my broadband. Yeah, it's what. So yeah, anyway, you got the massive bit of luck at the start. Got into P1. No doubt at all. What's his name? Axel had some great pace today. No doubt about that. But safety cars picked up the penalty. But you will see if you get that removed, obviously. But picks up the penalty. I was amazed when you didn't pit then on the next safety car to get rid of it. But,
Well,
yeah.
that's why I didn't do it to get rid of it, because once you've served it, and I didn't. You know what I mean? I've not actually done anything wrong. It is a full glitch. You can see the safety car line like 2, 3 car lengths ahead of my actual where it's giving me a penalty. I'm not even in the pit lane yet, let alone sped into it. So.
Right.
So I put that in. Obviously, it wasn't just that; it was a combination of the tyres as well. I knew jacks were going to be absolutely shagged at the end. I think they were like 70%. Jack was saying was my hards were still only getting to 65s. So you could see that the gap were coming down on Spriggs as well. That were getting dragged back to a second. So I had the pace there, and once Jack got to about like that 1.2 to 1.4 second gap, he kind of stopped causing it in. Then he burned off the best of his tyres, whereas mine was still pretty consistent. So
Yeah.
that played a big part in it. And then it was just about getting as far as I can away. I was hoping Jack's tyres would fall off and I didn't have to send the clip in, because you never know with some, you know what I mean? Even though it looks like a slam dunk, which I feel like it is, it doesn't necessarily someone else will see it that way. So
Yeah, of
no,
course.
it's it was all about getting the gap on Dartmark and the following battling trio, I think it was behind them with Robbo involved in that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I managed to do that. But I'm happy, even if it's P2, I'm still happy with that because it's not one of my strongest tracks. The setup were adapted tonight for it. Thanks to Robbo for that. So
Cool.
yeah, it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Just to mention, actually, to say, well done, but also unlucky to Spriggs, who obviously led for quite a long time there, but clearly his tyres just went too far off the cliff and
Well,
he had to pit. So
we always knew he had to pit again because he started on mediums and then pitted for mediums. So it was always a case of Spriggs doing a medium soft or banking on a late safety car. But just
really,
one didn't
I
come
thought
for
he
him.
started.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
Spriggs was one of the hard starters.
no, I started on
No.
mediums.
Oh right. Oh well, if I'd have realised that, I wouldn't have been urging him to get
That's
to the
why I
end. Why didn't he
didn't
pit
push
earlier
him
for the
as
softs
much.
then?
I don't know.
Yeah,
They
Spriggs.
don't last that long here. I think it's like 8-9% a lap in it here on the
Yeah.
softs, something like that.
He's
I
just
don't
put in chat that he went all in on a third safety car.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. Well, silly boy. There we go. Started on medium, software at 10%. Right. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not interviewing you, Spriggs. All right. Stop chatting. Right. Okay. In a way, yeah. Well done then, mate. Whether it turns out to be Cammy first or you first or whatever, you did awesome in a way, as did you, Robbo. Brilliant job tonight, guys. All in all, it was a pretty fun race, pretty good to watch. Not as much overtaking as we're used to at Jeddah, to be fair. It's usually one of the, where there's loads and loads of it going on. But it's the silly thing about tonight was the overtaking that was being done wasn't happening in the DRS zones. It was happening in like sets of 1 and the start of sets of 2, which was catching me off guard, really. So I was missing the overtakes because you don't expect them there. But anyway, guys, thanks to the viewing's been great. So please, just want to say thank you to everybody that's watched live, kept me entertained as we've been going, and everybody that watched the stream back as always. We really appreciate it. We'll be back at Spreader.
Japan, I believe it is next week.
Japan's
You got it right.
Awesome. And Andy got it right. So, yeah, well, that's one of my favourite tracks. So I'll look forward to that one, definitely. Great track. Like Jeddah, it's got a really difficult set to run. So,
Japan?
yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's fine, mate. I'll twat you into the wall again.
You heard it on stream this week, guys. You heard it on stream. So if it happens, he gets kicked from the league. That's it.
Yeah. No, I mean, to be honest, I think we're pretty fucking close on pace there, so it'll be an interesting race.
It will be,
and
and
good.
Yeah.
Robbo can carry his pace through as well. And
I was going to say, Robbo,
on the grid.
Robbo, how are you feeling about Japan? Is that a good one for you?
Lovely track. Yeah, lovely track.
Yeah, let's say like Jeddah, it's got a really difficult set to run, and the rest of the track's easy as pie. So yeah.
Just quickly, how did Scott get on?
I think
where did
he
Scott finish?
finished P10. I think.
What is he now?
Yeah, that's definitely down sort of where he was. He had a good race, to be fair. He had a good race, but he had a bit of a spin.
He's been giving me stick all week. he deserves that one. P10. Oh.
So, yeah, anyway, guys, I've done all the thank yous. So, yeah, I personally will be back on Sunday at 6 p.m. for Wheel Spin Racing League and at 8 p.m. for HRF1. So, please come and join me for that. Otherwise, we will see you for PRF1 next week, 8:30 at Suzuka, Japan. One of my favourite tracks to say. So, and Tuesday.
We've got a Tuesday, Div.
Sorry, no,
Tuesday.
excuse me. That does not get advertised on my stream. I stream elsewhere on Tuesday, so I want them to come and watch me, not you lot.
I watch PRF1 instead. It's much better.
They can watch you, but if anyone fancies joining the league, get in touch with the Twitch.
Yeah. We've got a few seats open. Come drop us a
They're
DM, slide in there.
Yeah, there you go, guys. So
slide in the.
Yeah. Or you can take the easy option and come and watch me with WAOF1 on Tuesday night. So, right. Thanks very much, lads. Good night. God bless. Have a nice weekend.